come back. This is one of the things I was talking about in practice. So the whole point of running this system is that we have teams of 3 across the board. You know, the middle 2, 3 pods take care of each other, but these edge people, these edge players need to ruck too. And Maggie gets sucked into another one, and there should be 2 people on the outside of Corinne there. We should have a flanker and a wing. So it looks like it was Nicole and Grace. You guys just have to be running with Corinne there. That is your part of the field. It's just, we need to attack on the edges. Like, we need to think the same type of support. We need to either think like we're a pod, or we just need to win that ruck, guys. It just can't happen like that. Can you bring it back just a little bit?
Is that good or more?
Yep, you can play it. So they really like to attack wide, and they do a good job saying it up with plays like that. Look at how sucked in we get right there. This is a great tackle, Lauren. Some of the issues we've had on the outside is sometimes that wing feels the need to jump inside. Can you bring it back just one more time to the tackle? The wing, you're responsible for the sideline. The defensive line needs to push in if they're going to try and run inside of you. You're responsible for the last person. Can you bring it back just a little bit more? Yep. The line's a little bit broken, but she stays in her lane. She covers her zone. And that's why she makes that tackle. And now they've had a negative play. Now they've backed up a little bit, and they're kind of scrambling and whatnot, because they just wanted to run the ball out wide. They really weren't interested in kind of meeting you guys in the middle like this. You guys kicked the crap out of them in the middle. I thought you guys did a really good job resetting the entire game. And I think this was a really good tackle by Nicole. Bring it back. Yes, Jackie, that's what I was about to say. Really nice scrum. If we're able to sell the ball like this, I want Catherine to run it a little bit more. Maggie, she was off fucking sides. She is supposed to be hanging by the flanker, and she just came right around the side. So don't worry about that. I just wanted to point that out. But bring it back. This is the last thing I wanted to say about this play, because this is just a really good move by Lindsay. This is IQ move. What she does on the ground here. You get one move on the ground, and see how she covers the ball. I'd like her hand to stay on it, but she rolls over the ball and pushes it back. And it's just like she completely fixes her body position, and she's able to put the ball in a better spot for Maggie. We get one move once we hit the ground. I've been kind of saying roll backwards. Don't lay the egg. Don't risk rolling forward too much, because that gets called quite a bit. You can kind of get ahead of yourself with it. But that was a really simple little move on the ground that, it makes a difference. You can go to the next one. The same play.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is
Yeah,
far back.
same blood. So Corinne, come back. That's what I wanted to say. He didn't call you for it here. Oh, that's actually my bad, Corinne. That's actually more of what I was talking about. You kind of shot for a leg first, and then they kind of let you fall to your hands. I think that's okay to kind of fall down and bridge like that, as long as you make solid contact first. That's also just like a really good timing thing, counter ruck wise. You were right in there as soon as the ball carrier was on the ground. And we can skip ahead a little bit, Catherine.
Do you want me to do the next point thing or just?
Yeah. Let me see what point though is, because we keep on just going over the same stuff. Yeah.
I think it keeps going to the same space.
Yeah, it just keeps going to the same spot. Here, just go down a little bit. Now go down to the bottom of the list.
Oh, this one's different as a different timestamp. Whatever you just
Go
clicked
down.
on.
Go down more. Go down more. Wait 1 second. Let me just find it. The second to last one. So this is a good example of how we do want to run that piggy, and just like the patience. Good job, Cassie. You see how she taps her hip there? It's kind of like a sign, like, come on. And now we're all ready to roll. And once you get in the rhythm of winning these rucks, you really kind of start to wear them down. We know how South Shore like to play. It doesn't feel good just to have a team pick and go on you on the inside like that. It's all about ruck support more than the piggy, to be honest. It's consistently just getting hit back a couple steps at a time. And I thought you guys were way greedier. I think that was the word Cabot used. I thought you guys were way greedier when you got inside the 22. I really thought you guys were kind of pushing towards the goal line, and that's why you scored. You guys were able to execute on this part of the field. Like I said, we don't have a ton of track runners, but we need to be good at this part of the field. We need to execute when we're inside the 22. And you guys did a way better job at that. Come back. Lindsay. What are you looking at, Lindsay? We're going to be going to 4 pods with the forwards. You were literally, it looks like you're ready to go right here. It's just not playing the system, not playing in that position for a little bit. It's good to see on film though, guys. All these people should be running. Because it just makes it really hard to pick and go without that 4th person there. And Teresa and Cassie do a great job coming from the other pod just to make sure we win that. Jane's alone, but way to get with her. And once you're with her, you pushed her forward. It's a great run. Come back. Morgan's been playing a long time. So I think that, like, especially at the goal line, and you can pause it for a second. I just want you guys to watch kind of like what she does with her shoulders, what she does with her head, and just kind of like how she drives for this 1 meter we need. Because I feel like sometimes we get caught running sideways when really we should be kind of driving forward. So, and it's really good. We have an advantage right here. Ref put his hand up. You can play it. We win the ruck. She picks her spot, head down, drive low. They are not going to stop you 1 meter, 2 meters out if you are that low to the ground. They're just going to come on top of you and you're going to fall down in the try zone. Can you go back to the list? And actually, can you go to the how is that not a knock? Because this drove me freaking up a wall. No. Go back down to the second page. How is that not a knock with 6 question marks? Because I'm still trying to fucking figure it out. But go back to the line out too, because this is just terrible officiating. And it turns out all right for us. But like, this is just what we're dealing with. Knock. 2 knocks, 3 knocks, really. And he lets them run a freaking play out of it. I'm gonna come back because that was actually really cheeky. I'm happy that this is what the results of that was. We didn't end up paying for it. Back, yeah, right here. So she does a sneaky little move, pause it. Did anybody see what she did there after she got tackled?
She released the ball and she got up.
She released the ball and she got up.
Mhm.
It's a good move. Look at what happens when she tries to do it again, though. Swoop.
Yep.
If they're going to do that to you, you can pick up the ball. The ball is open contest if they release it like that. I feel like sometimes people freeze and whatnot. She got greedy and she got caught right there.
Wait, Eric, I'm sorry. Can you just go over that? I'm not entirely sure what what she's doing.
Yeah. So I'm not very good at it. I have a teammate that does it all the
The-
time though. And we'll rewatch it.
Eric, the
Well,
woman from South Shore did that to us a ton, and we did the same thing you just explained. Like, we didn't touch it. So that woman who like ate us up, she would get tackled, she'd release the ball, she'd get up, and we wouldn't touch it.
Yeah. So it's a really good move. So, and you pause it as soon as she goes to ground here. Oh, bring it back. Yeah, right here. So here she is. Pause it. She's tackled.
Yep.
Watch what she does. Play it. Releases the ball, stands up, picks it up. Pause. It's really quick, Jackie. But
Yeah,
basically, if you get tackled and they kind of like release you, you can pop up back to your feet without the ball and regain your like possession. You can pick the ball back up.
Okay.
And right here, she's just not quick enough on this second one. That's a great tackle, by the way, Maggie. EP did a good job getting over the top of her. But yeah, if she's going to stand over the ball like that, put some contact on her and somebody go for the ball. That ball's open play. And I think we just lose the ball there on the ground. Right here, we shouldn't be contesting that ruck. And good job. Double tackles, guys. 2 people got shoulder on that ball carrier. And honestly, right there, come back. Great job, Jackie, Corinne, pretty much everybody there. This is that drill we worked on before practice. Kind of following the ball carrier, pushing. You guys did a great job of that. That was a really good example. And you guys flustered them. They knocked the ball on there. And they really only broke the line on the outside a few times. I only saw one of their tries here. But yeah, no, Jackie, it is that drill. And that's why you guys played so well against this team. You kind of shoved it back in their face. They went backwards a lot.
Yeah, I think I was even saying, I don't know, shift, like when we were practicing. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. And we're going to need to do that. We're going to need to do that again
Yeah.
this week. Bring it back.
Super helpful.
This is a great play that we installed. This fake switch from the 12. Way to cut up field there. You absolutely burnt their center. But there's the ball support. When she takes off like that, we need to be hustling. We lost the ball right there. She just ran the ball for like 20 or 30 meters. When somebody takes off like that, you guys have to be excited. Like, woo, like we're going now. We're running together. That's what I mean by run together. When somebody breaks the line like that, we're all going with them. And that's great support from Erin. She's already connected to Jane when she's on the way down. Maggie, good job connecting with your 10. You picked your head up and found him. I didn't think you or EP really rushed any of your decisions throughout this game. And yeah, I thought the play inside the 22 here was just way better. Don't worry. So come back. Don't worry about this pass not hitting because the setup is great. And this pass just happens because we aren't steep enough. I think you just need to be a little bit more patient, Jackie, right here. I think you could be a little bit farther back. And I think that would give you more space to run and you'd get a little bit more speed before you end up in contact. And it'll make it just a little bit easier for the fly half to put the ball in front of you. Good footwork, Lindsay. And yeah, we could go back to the list. Go up a little bit. And can you hit that second last one on this page? So that's really quick, Elizabeth, but it's kind of the visual of what we're trying to fix right now. Go back. I will say it helps when your centers are running good straight lines like they are. But right there, we need to cut up a little bit. You need to cut towards the outside shoulder there, not just run straight to the sideline. Because your centers are running straight. If you can move the ball forward and just get on the right side of that shoulder, offloads, we're able to get the ball out to the centers a little bit more. And let's just look at this line out. What was he come back? I was confused by this. What was he saying, Alicia?
Oh my God.
He was pissed off because it wasn't about us. He just needed
It
to
was the
cap
touch
it.
judge. He
It
was
was-
pissed
yeah.
that the other touch judge didn't know what he was doing. And so he sent that touch judge away.
Yeah, the
Are you
touch judge
fucking-
would like
It was
put
horrible.
the flag up and then he would walk away, which I'm sure was frustrating, but he was like the ref like threw a hissy fit over it. So Morgan had to jump in. So we were both like we had both touch judges from our team.
Okay, but he completely freaking destroys our flow by just freaking
Yes.
pausing the game for 5 or 10
Yeah.
minutes and you have to sit on a line out.
He like
Yeah, he complained. It was like a whole like 2-minute long issue.
Oh yeah,
So we were
because
like,
the other touch judge was like, I'm a volunteer, and then they literally got in an argument.
yeah.
Are you, what is this guy?
He was like yelling at him. He was like yelling at the touch judge.
It was like if you because so the captain that was like, hey man, like not to cut you guys off, but she was like, yeah, no, like we're volunteering people, we have low numbers, and he was like, well, then ask the other team for somebody, and I was like, whoa, let's bring it down there, Captain. Like what he was.
I can tell you, even at my level, the referees do not give a shit
You give a
about the touch judges
he did.
in any.
He was on both that touch judge and Ben on the other side. It was his biggest issue. One of his biggest issues the whole game was how touch judge.
This guy's issue should be one freaking just like walking because he was behind the play the entire. He missed. Oh man,
He got
He was a-
nailed.
He was a whiny baby.
Yeah, he also needed the touch judges because he couldn't, like you said, he couldn't keep up with the play. There was one time it went out of bounds, and I looked at him and I said, "Who knocked it out?" And he said he didn't know.
all right.
Yeah. I think that's why he was so particular. He literally like yelled at the guy, and then he yelled at him again, trying to show him how to do it. And then he like pulled me and the other girl over and like lectured us about it. And I was like, I don't see why, whatever. But yeah, it was ridiculous.
Fucking people. All right, let's
And
go back
then
to
before the second half, when we told him that Morgan was going in, he was like, "But who will touch judge?" Because she was doing a really good job. Like, she can play.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Hybrid
no,
dog.
we won't play her. She can just run touch instead.
This guy is a piece of work.
Oh my god, that's fucking disgraceful. All right, go back to the list. I'm gonna have a fucking headache all night.
So uncomfortable.
Cute dog, though. It's got a cute dog.
Very cute dog. I'm sorry. I just can't.
And we lose the line out. Great. Thanks, bud.
Because we're all flustered hearing dad chew out the younger sibling. Like, it was so uncomfortable.
Go bring it back to that breakdown. So they didn't run these inside crash balls really well. And this is what I'm talking about like wanting to spread the field on them. That's why we try and run them off 10. Look how tight they are to the breakdown. The defense really doesn't have to reset its line anyways. We just kind of fall back into place. And yeah, I thought their interior play was garbage. I thought they had some really good athletes, some really good runners, but like, I thought you guys kicked the crap out of them in the middle of the field. And this is honestly, Jackie, you're in the right spot there. You just got beat by somebody faster than you. It happens.
Yeah, man.
You just have to come up a little bit quicker. But you and Corinne, you guys were connected. You played the right shoulder. She just tested the edge and beat you. And that's just going to happen time to time. But you were in the right place.
I have a question about, like, I chased her, but I didn't get there to her in time. But should we be striking, like, are we striking any kind of angle? Like, we're not running for them, we're running to intercept them, like, at the goal line. Is there any strategy there around?
So bring it back, because that's a great question.
Red flag.
So at this angle she's running, she gets back to the middle of the field here. In terms of taking an angle, like there, yeah, you just end up behind her. She's got you beat either way. It's kind of hard to find that angle when they're in the middle of the field like that. When they're running on the sideline, it's a lot easier because the sideline's kind of like a defender for you. They can only go one way, and it's kind of easier to like mark with your eyes, like a spot to run on the goal line. Like, I had a coach tell me, if they ever beat you down the sideline, run to the pylon, run to the front corner of the try zone and try and beat them to like that spot. And that's always worked pretty like well for me. But like open field tackling, like, it's really difficult. There's a ton of things I could say about it, but in terms of like angles and stuff, very difficult in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
More towards the sidelines. Yeah, that's where you want to take that angle. Or if you were coming from the far sideline and they were in the middle of the field, then you could take more of an angle there. But if you're just kind of starting directly behind them, like, it's really tough to kind of do anything besides try and chase them down.
Yeah. Aaron, do you know the term like corner flag? So like if you can have like a run that basically it just means like make your angle so that you're aiming for in front of them. So the corner flag would be like the corner flag in the triad zone. So basically you want to, if you are not straight behind them, aim for where they're going to be.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
And you go back to the list, just a couple more. Can you go down to the last page we were at? And that top one on the interior defense. That's a great double tackle. We did a lot more of that. And that's just like, that's where we're going to be successful and whatnot. And like I said, we were in position out there, but interior play, you guys kicked the crap out of them. We just need to be weary on the edges. That's where we're going to get beat. I thought the interior defense against Portland was really good. I thought the interior defense against this team was outstanding. Let's just take care of the middle first. Let's make them beat us on the edge. Let's not make it easy for them. Make them pass the ball to the sidelines. If this is how teams are going to have to beat us, like, I can live with that. If they're just if they have to move the ball and play actual rugby against us, we're not going to get beat by pods though. We're not going to get beat by pick and goes. We're going to kick the crap out of them here in this part of the field. Smother them. Like, look at where they're going. Nowhere. Look at that. 3 or 4 people tackling them at the edge. Like, this is what we're looking for. It's great defense all around the field. And this girl was a good runner. It's a really good tackle. And you can't get up like that. She was down. You have to release the ball. All right, we can go. Can we skip to the second half? Can we look for one of the tries? We can go back a little bit. This started a little bit earlier. Yeah, right there. Way to get back there, Grace, Nicole. Good runs, making yards. Christine, you were alone. Just wait for somebody. But yeah, good job attacking both sides. You're driving the ball down. Good support, Christine. We have an advantage, kind of throw the ball around a little bit here, but good job just cleaning it up. And we'll just reset and keep driving. Good play, Corey, just to jump in there and get the ball off. And Christine, I would have stepped over the ball and let Catherine take it, but that's a pretty good run, so I'm okay with that. But that first person in the ruck really shouldn't be the one picking and going. Good ball placement, Shannon. Perfect. And yeah, they're flustered. They're getting a ton of penalties. They're offsides. They're sloppy in the rucks.
His hand signals were kind of weird too. 'Cause
I'm done talking about this guy. Fucking terrible. Good run, Catherine. Like I said, I want to do this more if we're able to settle the ball like that. Lauren, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
You ran the ball out of bounds a few times. You need to cut back into the middle of the field.
Okay.
You had to, and it's not all bad. Like you gain meters every time you touch the ball. You can move the ball up, but we just need to keep that in a little bit more. It's about your last move needs to be back into the field. And I know that you're a little shorter than a lot of the people out here, but you need to cut in and you need to get low and you just need to concentrate on getting to the ground.
Right.
And that's just got to be your first, when people start to close in on you, that just has to start being like your first priority. Don't worry about beating them to the outside.
Okay.
Cut back in and just get low and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good tackling, guys. Good job. You guys covering the entire field right now. They're going nowhere. They should have kicked the ball already. I don't know what he's freaking calling there, though. Who did that hit in the face?
It hit the ref.
Yeah, it hit him.
Good.
Yeah,
Freaking
it's
deserved
so
it.
hard.
Wait, but go.
oh yeah,
But go.
I think
Go
it-
back.
Do that
It
again.
like hurt me from the. Oh, God, it's horrible.
Like knock his glasses off.
Good.
Straight up beans.
I do have to say though, even though this guy takes one off the dome, we can still go after the ball afterwards. Like, look at the kick she gets off after that boom.
He ends up calling it back because it hit him.
I think.
Oh
all-
no, I know. I'm just saying in general. I feel like
But yeah.
sometimes, like especially on kicks, we kind of like the ball ends up on the ground and like we just kind of stare at it. It's just that's more of just like a general
I agree.
thing.
I think we have kind of a split second of hesitation when it should be a split second of like, I don't know what's happening, but I need to get this ball.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. And that's just like
Doesn't matter
whenever
what's
we
happening.
kick. We're gonna go back to the first play of the game and the last play of the game in a second,
Or the
just
first
because I
play
think
of the
that's kind of telling.
Right now?
Knock on, idiot. Great job tackling that girl. She was easily their best runner. I'd be a little bit wider, Catherine's pod, really try and like stretch the defense, but that's a great run. Good support, Christine Cassie. And now we're pushing the edge. Great run, Lindsay. The system's working here. This is what we're trying to accomplish. And great job, Grace. You did a lot of really smart things on the edge in terms of like rucking and staying busy. Being wing can be a lonely position sometimes. Christine, that was a good run. You just need to stay in bounds. And I'm pretty sure I could hear Maggie screaming, "Who's rucking with me?" on that when I was listening to it with the sound on. But she's right. And that's just like, that's a very good mentality to have. And here they are getting penalties. We're pushing. This is where I'm talking about going too sideways, though. Remember how Morgan ran, and just look at how sideways we went there. We need to get low and we need to push. And stay in bounds. That's a good play, Jackie. When we're inside the 22, like just pushing the ball up like that is fine. I'd like to see more of it. We're all in attack mode when we get here. This is a good play by Morgan. We haven't really talked about this, but you can bring it back. Like we were talking about, Elizabeth, making yourself a visible threat, attacking the line. I do believe in just kind of throwing balls to the pods and letting the forwards work down there. But if you have a skilled 9 or a skilled 10, you can tap and go and you can attack first and kind of dish the ball off like that. She opened up a gap by sucking in a defender for Lindsay to get in there. And yeah, we can go back to the first play of the game. What was he saying there?
I think it came out of the tunnel. I think he called it out of the tunnel.
Okay.
That was something else he kept doing, was calling it out of the tunnel when it would go inside Jane's foot. He did that a couple of times.
Great kick, EP. That's a good chase, Corinne. That's a good chase. That's especially with the backs. The backs need the ones taking charge there and chasing the ball. One wing, two centers. And we put ourselves in a good situation there. They're playing out their own zone now. Now go to the last play of the game. Good patience, Maggie, when everybody's set up. So here. Pause. We're kicking for touch right here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
So I think, and this happens at all levels, I think sometimes when we're kicking for touch, we just kind of put our faith that the kicker is going to land it like in bounds. Right here, we're on the last play. So Morgan's, she's trying to get some yards here so we can get like more downfield so we don't have to try and drive the ball like 60 meters. So she needs to go for some distance. You know, it's making it a little bit riskier in terms of like, is the ball going to get out of bounds? Everybody, like last play of the game, everybody needs to be sprinting for this ball. Play it. And it's just, I only see Lindsay here. And it's just a little too late. Everybody needs to be chasing to the ball at that situation in the game, you know, and it's just, it sucks that that's how it ended. But overall, you guys should feel really, really good about that game you played. That was really, really good rugby. And you guys played a full 80. You know what I mean? That was a full 80-minute game. You guys literally brought that down to the last play right there. And we had a shot at it, you know, and it's just, you know, we will get some of these to roll our way. I promise. But that was exactly the start we needed. You guys ran the system well. That was the best defense we've played by far. And you guys shook off a pretty tough loss that I think that we can just bury at this point, because that's not who we are. You know, I think this game is more of who we are and what we're going to be.
Eric, I didn't run the numbers or anything, but it seemed like we reached our goals that we had.
I would have to agree, and I think new goals are in place. I think we all know what the goal tomorrow is.
Fucking win.
Any other questions, guys? Hey, we're playing out a kick-ass lineup tomorrow. I'll see you all in the morning. What time, Catherine?
9:15 is when we're starting.
9:15 is when we're starting. Cool. Can you
So
send me
when
an
we should be
address?
booted up.
Yeah, we need to do our walkthrough. We didn't get any practice. We're gonna turn on early. We'll
Cool.
still do our normal warm up, but we're gonna walk through how we're gonna play.
Yeah, 9:15 is when you should be booted and ready to start warm-ups.
And really ready to kick ass. I want you guys ready before you're even at the field.
Yeah.
Fucking 30 minutes from the field. I want you guys hungry for this. Let's go get this game. All right. And as always, if anybody ever has a question about lineups, anything individually, please just reach out. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank
Yep.
you, Eric.
Thank you.
Yep. Peace out, guys.